Okay, we can start. I think we are already late. Hare Krishna, thank you everyone for joining in and sorry for this technical issues. We're a little late. So let's get started the prayers. So join me in chanting the prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidhinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Bracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Bhasha Dadeshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining in. So today we'll be doing this very special session on Balarama Jayanti. So we are bypassing our 5 jewels, but everything what we hear about Krishna is a jewel only. So because Monday we are celebrating this Balarama Jayanti, so we thought of just to hear and discuss and understand something about Lord Balaramji, and then we can prepare our consciousness for this festival which we are celebrating on the coming Monday. So I'll start the narration with this story that all we know, that how in Krishna Leela, before Krishna appears, Balramji comes. And how the story goes, that when Vasudeva and Devaki, they got married. And on the day of marriage, when Kamsa was taking the Devaki on the chariot, and suddenly there was a voice from there that, Kamsa, you are such a fool that you're taking your own sister, whose 8th son will kill you in the future. And Kansa, because of his bad association, he was very demonic by nature. And as soon as he heard about that, immediately he was furious and he catch hold of Devaki's hair and took out the sword and then about to kill Devaki. And that time Vasudevji, now he was sitting on the chariot, though he was also Kshatriya, but he was not prepared. There's no army, there's no weapons to attack. And Kamsa, though he was very, very powerful. So Vasudevji cannot even fight with Kamsa. So now what option he has? Either he helplessly sees that, witness that newly married wife has to be killed in front of his eyes, or he has to do something. But the situation is, he has no weapons, he has no army, and also he doesn't have the time to, prepare himself to do something. Like spontaneously, this comes a demon is ready to kill the Devaki. So at that time, this Vasudevji, who was a great devotee, very intelligently, he does something, and for that he is glorified in the Srimad Bhagavatam as Shauri. Shauri means he is very brave. Now, what is his bravery? His bravery is not that he's going and fighting thousands of people and killing them, but his bravery was that he used his very intelligence very acutely at that time. So what he did, he tried to win over this Kamsa not with fighting, but with some arguments, and give the various arguments and explanation, which kind of pacify uh, the Kamsa in that moment, and that was needed, right? So we can understand that this material world is designed in such a way that every moment it offers some or other challenges in our life. We are not prepared for so many challenges. Like, he got married just now, and then suddenly the next moment, challenges that one demon is ready to kill your newly wedded wife. So many times we all face this kind of challenges in our life, right? We might be very happy and excited. Oh, such a great thing happened in my life. And next moment, something happens. So what we do in that kind of situation? So this Vasudevji actually teaches by his example that a devotee can be in a helpless situation. And we all has to be in a helpless situation in this world. This world is designed like that. We can be helpless, but we should never become hopeless. So that was his bravery. That despite that intense situation, he did not lose the hope. He says, okay, let me do something. Whatever you can do at your best at that time. You have no weapons available, you have no army, you have no time, but still you should try to do something. And then he did that, and we know that the result, the Kamsa was pacified with a definitely a promise that this Vasudevji in the future will bring all the sons born. He'll hand over to Kamsa, and then he can do whatever he want to do. Well, he want to kill, he can kill. So like that, right? So that's the story. And then uh, going fast forward, that one after another, Devki gave on the birth to many sons. And every time, as per the promise, this Vasudevji take the sons and then hand over to Kamsa. And he was very cruel demonic person, and he very ruthlessly, mercilessly, he killed a newly born child. Like 6 sons of Devkis were killed. And now question is how they were killed and why they were killed. So there is a story about, so they are called Shad Garbh Asuras. They're actually, Shad Garbh means in the womb of Devki, the 6 demons came. So actually, who are the 6 sons of Devki has been explained that they were the son of Marichi. And then they were cursed and they became, they took birth in the demonic family, in the Hiranyakashipu's family. And one of his son was Kalnemi. So, and then there were 6 sons of Kalnemi. So they did a very severe austerity. And with those austerities, they pleased the Brahmaji, and Brahmaji gave the benediction. And benediction was that nobody in the entire creation should be able to kill us. And they put forth the names, this category, like, Siddha, Charanas, and like that. And they took the benediction that nobody able to kill me. And they were very happy about that. And the 6 sons of Kalnemi. So when this Hiranyakashipu got to know about that they go and they pleased Brahmaji, and Brahmaji has given them the benedictions. So he was upset about that how you can go without even my consent. I didn't know that you went and you did some austerity to took such a benediction from Brahmaji, like that, because Hiranyakashipu also took some benediction. Hiranyakashipu's problem is that I should be the topmost person, should be the most powerful person. Now he's furious that these people also, who are like the grandchild, without my consent, they went and they pleased Brahmaji, they took the benediction. But then he figured out in that benediction, they asked that all these categories should not be able to kill the 6 sons, but they forgot to ask demons. They forgot to mention that demons should not be able to kill. So that means Brahmaji's benediction, despite that benediction, Hiranyakashipu can kill them. Like that. So then actually he basically cursed them that you did this, and my curse is that in the future you will take birth again and your own father will kill you. So the same Kalnami in the Krishna Lila becomes the Kamsa. And then these 6 demons, Asuras, Shadgarva Asuras, they are coming and they're taking birth from the womb of the Devki. And now Kamsa is coming because of the curse and killing them. So that is the story behind this Shadgarva Asuras. So we should understand that how Devki, she represents, she is like the Bhakta avatar. She is a great devotee, as great that the Lord personally coming, taking the birth as a child. So Devki is like a Bhakta avatar, and this Kamsa is explained as Bhaya avatar. We know that as soon as he heard that Akashvani, the celestial voice, and he was constantly in fear, 24/7, he was in fear that when and how somebody will come and kill me. So Devki is Bhakta avatar, Kamsa is Bhaya avatar. So Krishna appears only when one fears a material association. And that is when and one aspire for the devotee association. So that is the fundamental principle that when Krishna comes in our life, so one should be fearful. Fearful of what? Material association. And one should aspire for the sadhu sangha, satsanga, the devotee association. And that is what the Acharya explains. The principle is asat sangha tyagi hai vaishnavacha. One should give up the bad association. And that is the qualification to have the glimpse of Krishna in our life. Unless we are not in the right association, there is no Krishna in our life. There cannot be Krishna in our life. So that is the fundamental principle. So Prabhupada, the biggest challenge is, Prabhupada explains that the biggest challenge in this material world is not the lack of information or knowledge, but the biggest challenge is to apply the knowledge. People read the books, people hear the lectures, so many things we know, this story, that story, and so many philosophical points and all of that. That is, there's no dearth of all those things. This unlimited information is available. What is the challenge? Challenge is to really practice those principles in our life. That is the challenge. So when Prabhupada in Vrindavan when he inaugurated this Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan. So then somebody asked that why Krishna Balaram? Generally, because Krishna temples means Radha Krishna, right? So somebody asked Prabhupada that why Krishna Balaram? And Prabhupada gives a nice answer. Prabhupada says that Krishna gives the sword of knowledge. Krishna gave the Bhagavad Gita. Knowledge is compared in the Bhagavad Gita as the sword, asina. So Krishna gave the sword of knowledge. But if somebody is weak, then one cannot lift that sword. So then you need the strength. So Krishna is there, then somebody should be there to lift that sword of knowledge. For that, Balaramji has to be there. So Balaramji has to give you the strength. And that is the meaning of Balaram, one who gives the Bala. Bal is not like physical strength, but the spiritual strength. So when we hear all this knowledge and all this information, it is not intellectual strength which needs to understand and all that, but it is spiritual strength. Intellectually we can understand some of the points, but the real strength is spiritual strength. Whether we can really lift those principles in our life and carry and practice and implement in our life, for that we need the blessings of Balramji. So this Balramji played a very, very significant role. And Prabhupada, in the purport, in the 10th canto, he writes, when a devotee fears material association, then he becomes uninterested in material enjoyment. And then position of bhakti manifest. So what is the qualification? The devotee should be fearful of material association, and then he becomes disinterested in this material enjoyment. So that strength has to come from Balramji. There actually is a nice story of a devotee. There are two devotees in Mayapur, and they were, they're like the room partners, like roommate, staying in the temple. So one time, one devotee who was from like foreign country, not from India, they're not used to of this mosquito bites. So he used to use this mosquito coil, typical Indian style to, so then this another devotee from the another country, this other devotee, he was suggesting that why you use the coil unnecessary, it will kill the mosquito. As being a devotee, we should not kill. Rather, you use the mosquito net. In the night, he was saying that. He said, that's okay, it's a good instruction, but maybe tomorrow I'll see. Where I'll go at 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the night to find. He said, no, you should go now, find somewhere. And he was too pushy. He's pushing, no, you go find, ask some devotees. Probably somebody would have the extra mosquito net and use that. So he kind of pushed him, and this devotee, he goes and he brought this. Somehow he managed to arrange mosquito net. And then he was sleeping. Then something triggered to his mind. Says, who is this person, like, who is giving me this kind of instruction at 10 o'clock in the night? Of course, devotee should be kind and compassionate, expected. But suddenly what happened that he is becoming too, giving big lecture on this, not killing mosquitoes. And what is his background? From where this instruction is coming? So while they're sleeping, he asked that, okay, tell me what is your story? How you joined? And what is your background? So then this devotee is sharing that, I was in army, and he was deployed for some war, some battle in some country, some Russia or somewhere. And he says, when I was in army, my job was to every day kill many, many people. I'll just take the gun, and without the blink of an eye, I'll just kill without a second thought, without understanding the consequences of what I'm doing and all of that. And that is how I was. So one time when he was in the war, right there in the battlefield, and there was another officer, army officer from the opposite camp, from the opposite army, and he just catch hold of him, and he was about to kill him. He put the gun on his head, about to shoot, and this other person who was about to get killed, and he says, you cannot kill me. So he said, what do you mean? Yeah, I cannot kill you. I'm right here with the gun on your head, and just takes a moment to press the trigger, and you will fall dead here. And this person, he smiled again at him, and he says, no, but you cannot kill me because I'm eternal. So this person, he was not exposed to this kind of idea any time in his life. And he was kind of a little bewildered. He said, what are you talking? Like, what are you up to? That, you are eternal. He said, no, I am not the body. Something beyond this body. And you cannot kill me. And he was smiling. So what was very intriguing to this officer was, says, I have never experienced such a person, because generally when you kill, like, gun on the head, the person cannot be fearless. He'll be so much in fear. But I saw that this person was so fearless. And then I felt like, he has something which is making him so fearless. So he was intrigued and he took him aside. Says, "What you're talking?" And then this person, so actually the other person who was talking that you cannot kill me, his background was he was also in army, but he got a Bhagavad Gita book from Prabhupada, from someone, and he started reading. But his profession was that he was in the army and he was continuing, but he understood the philosophy. So when this another person, he asked another army officer who later became the devotee, when he asked him, so then immediately in 10 minutes he gave the like complete crux of all the Gita sessions, what we have been doing here every Saturday. He gave them 10 minutes. And you're not the body, you are the soul, God, eternal, everything he explained. And he was intriguing. He says, "Okay, I can release you, but I have a condition that you have to tell me how I can get the access of this knowledge. It sounds very fascinating knowledge." So he says, "Yes, I can guide you, and you go to the temple, take Bhagavad Gita, start reading." And this person, army officer, and started reading Bhagavad Gita. In the due course, he understood the philosophy, and then he gave up that army job and he joined the temple. Right. So the point is, what we are trying to understand here is that is the power of Bhagavad Gita. That is strength. From where this strength is coming. So when somebody gets in touch with this knowledge, and this knowledge comes from the Guru, and Balaramji is Adi Guru. Balaramji has been explained as Adi Guru. He is the original Guru. So Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and Balaramji has been explained as supreme personality of Sarvaitar Godhead. Means Krishna is the God who receives all the seva, and Balaramji is the person who is expert in rendering that seva to Krishna. So that is Balaramji's position. He is the first expansion of Krishna. When Krishna first time he expands, he becomes Balaramji. Right. And then Chaitanya Charitamrita, one of the book that explains this Balaram Tattva very nicely. So what Chaitanya Charitamrita explains, I'll just read maybe just one or two words. Just to get, it's a little philosophical, but Chaitanya Charitamrita says that Siddhanta Balya Chitte na kare alas, and one should not be lazy to understand the Siddhanta, the principles, the philosophical truth. That who is Krishna, who is Balaramji? So there's some tattvas are there. So it has been explained in the Adi Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Taha Dutya Deha Sri Balaram. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the fountainhead of all incarnations. Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Lord Balaram is his second body. So Balaramji, Krishna expands himself, and that becomes Balaram. So Balaramji is not some different person. Krishna expands, and then it becomes Balaram. And then it says, Ekai Sarupa Doha Bhinna Matra Kaya, Adya Kaya Byuha Krishna, Leela Rasaha. So they're both one and the same identity. They differ only in form. They're same person, but their form is different. Krishna is Shyamvarna. We know that Krishna's complexion is blackish, bluish boy, and Balaramji is fair complexion. So there's no difference except in their form, in their color complexion. He is the first bodily expansion of Krishna, and he assists in Lord Krishna's transcendental pastimes. And he says, Sai Krishna Navadipe, Sri Chaitanya Chandra, Sai Balarama Sangha, Sri Nityananda. That original Lord Krishna appeared in Navadip as Lord Chaitanya, and Balaram appeared with him as Lord Nityananda. So same Krishna Balaram in Kali Yuga and Navadip, they come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. So that is just a little bit about, we are not getting too much into philosophy, but to understand that. So as you were saying that they're all one and the same, the only difference is their color complexion. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Balaramji is the Supreme Personality of Sarvaitar head, right? So, when we see the people in this world, everybody is just trying to become powerful in so many ways. And then different kinds of power has been explained. Everything is a power in this world. Somebody is very knowledgeable. It's a kind of power. Somebody have some ability to sing nicely. Singing is a power. Somebody is speaking nicely. Speaking is a power. This is Krishna says Parusham Rashu, and the ability in man. So these different abilities are coming from Krishna, but they are like power. Somebody is very influential. He can influence the people. Somebody is very rich, lot of wealth. So these are all different power. But among all these various different varieties of power, what is considered the topmost power? That is important to understand. So that topmost power has been explained, that power to serve the Lord. People can be rich, people can be very intelligent, they might be very influential. But when it comes to serve the Lord, that needs some special blessings. So that blessings, because the Balramji is the original servitor. So to develop that power, that I can develop some intention, some strength to serve the Lord. So to get that power, we need the original person who has that power, and that is Balramji. So we need Balramji's blessings. Right. So that is how we understand that. So Krishna should be, Balramji's job is he makes sure that Krishna should be served in best possible way. Right. So he comes and personally he shows how to serve Krishna. Balramji, when he comes in different incarnations. So in Krishna Leela, Balramji comes as an elder brother, and there also is serving. When we see the Lord comes in the form of Lord Ramchandra, that time Balramji comes in the form of Lakshman. Right. So he always comes. When same Krishna comes in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then Balramji comes as Nityananda Prabhu. So he's always there to serve Krishna, but in different mood and in a different form. And he always find the different ways and means that how to serve the Lord. And not only just serve, but how to best serve the Lord. That is his whole existence. Balramji is all about that. And Balramji's another incarnation is Anantasesh. We know that Krishna in the form of Vishnu, he lies on the bed of Anantasesha. Who is this Anantasesh? So it has been explained. And Anantasesh is none other than the expansion of Balramji. So is Balramji actually. And he's serving the Lord as a bed. So he serves in so many ways. And it has been explained in the scripture that this Anantasesh, who has thousands of hoots, and is constantly, since time immemorial, he is trying to glorify Lord Krishna. But still, he is not coming to an end. That okay, now there is enough glorification. Because Krishna's glory is unlimited. And Balramji is the topmost and the first, and the first Adi, what do you say, glorifier. And if you want to glorify Krishna, the goal of being Krishna conscious, practicing spirituality is how to glorify the Lord. So if you want to learn that, then we need the blessings of Balramji. So Balramji, he comes personally, and then he actually teaches that how to serve the Lord. If somebody fails to receive the blessings of Balramji, then we cannot have that strength to serve Krishna efficiently. Not possible. Two things: Balramji is the original person, he is the supreme personality of servitor, and that is one. Another thing is Balramji is also the Adi Guru. He is the original spiritual master. So without Guru, one cannot get connect to the Lord. You need the Guru's blessings to serve the Bhagavan. Like that. Right. So in fact, there is this story comes in the Ramayana also. We know that how when Ram and Lakshman, they were banished to the forest, and they were in the forest. So they're wandering, searching the Sita, where is Sita? And then they come to this place where Sugriva was there. And then there was some friendship and some kind of a deal that Sugriva and his party, his army should help to find the Sita. And in turn, Ramchandra also will help to release Sugriva's wife. She was captured by his own brother, who was a brother, Bali. Right. So that was the deal. You find my wife, and I'll help you to release your wife from the this capturement of this Bali. So then the story is that there was a plan thing, and then the Sugriva goes and he challenge the Bali come out. Now Bali has got a special benediction. He was, first of all, he himself was very, very powerful. And his special benediction was that whenever he fights, he engaged in fighting with anyone, so that opponent's 50% of his strength will immediately transfer into him. So that was his benediction. And he himself is very powerful. And the opponent will also lose 50% his strength come to the Bali. It means practically nobody can win over this Bali. He was very powerful. So that is why Lord Ramchandra says, I will help you, you go and challenge. So the Sugriva goes and he challenged Bali come out. And he was very confident that Ramchandra is there to, give me the support from the back. He will help me. But at this particular episode, what happens is Bali comes and they start fighting. And the Sugriva was, very confident that Ramchandra will shoot the arrow and kill the Bali. But this Bali started beating him up blue and black, and he was waiting that when that arrow will come and he'll be killed. But nothing happened. He was beaten very badly, and in no time he realized that probably I had to escape. That is the only way. Otherwise, he'll kill me to the death. They'll beat me to the death. So then he escaped and he came to the camp. And then he met Lord Ramchandra and Lakshmana and Hanuman. Everybody was there. Says, "My dear Lord, you promised that you will come and protect me and help me, but you didn't come, and he was almost about to kill me." So then, what happens is that Lord Ramchandra says that when you both were fighting, they both were like, you looks the same. So I couldn't figure out who is Bali and who is Sugriva. So I was a little, confused and scared also that by mistake, if I kill you, then the Bali. So I didn't take the chance. So that was the explanation given by Lord Ramchandra. Later, the Acharyas give the explanation what exactly happened. First time when Ram and Lakshman came to meet the Sugriva, who was the king of all this army monkey. So then the Sugriva offered the seat to Lord Ramchandra, but he missed to offer the seat and show the respect to Lakshmanji. And this Lakshman is actually none other than the Adi Guru. So the Acharyas give the comment that if you want to receive the favor and the blessings of the Lord, then it has to come through the spiritual master, the Guru, and that is originally the Balramji is the Adi Guru. So at that particular when that discussion was going on, and then Lord Ramchandra actually indicated Lakshman. Lakshman comes and then he offers one garland to the Sugriva. He says, by this garland, I will be able to recognize you. So the Acharya explains when he received the favor and the blessings of Lakshman, who is actually Balramji or who is original Adi Guru, then only one can receive the favor of the Supreme Lord. And then again they go and we know the story that how he was killed. Right. So that is one understanding. We're talking about this Devki's womb. So the 6 sons came, and after that, what happened? The 7th pregnancy of Devki, and that was Balramji. So now one point is why Balramji given it 7th. So, and after that, the 8th son was Krishna. So there is a very important lesson here that why Balramji comes before Krishna was because first the 6 demons enter into the womb of Devki. So the 6 demons are compared in the scriptures, the 6 enemies, Kama, Krodha, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya. So the 6 enemies, when it comes, then you need someone to purify and to clean yourself. So when they entered into in the womb of Devki, then Balramji, who is the Adi Guru, is to come and purify and make that place suitable for Krishna to come. So similarly, we all, like in our heart, there are all 6 demons are sitting already. All this Kam, Krodh, Lobh, jealousy, Moh, Mad, Matsarya, everything is there. So if we want that Krishna should come into our life, Krishna should enter into our heart, so we should know first the Balramji has to come in our heart. And that Balramji is actually Adi Guru. So the Guru's blessings, Guru's mercy has to come in our life. Then only Krishna's mercy can fall in our life. And our Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, one of the great Vadi Vaishnava Acharya, he says, Yasya prasada bhagavad prasado, Yasya prasada nagati guto. If you don't receive the blessings, the prasad, the mercy of the bona fide Guru, then you cannot receive the mercy of Krishna. So this particular episode explains this concept of to receive the blessings of Balramji, or Balramji represents the Adi Guru. So first Guru's mercy, and then only we receive the Krishna's mercy, right? So we're talking about that how Balramji is the supreme personality of Sarvaitar Godhead, and then he comes and he serves Krishna in so many different ways, right? So how he so many people serves Krishna in Vrindavan in different rasas, Shantaras, Dasharas, Sakyaras, Vasalyaras, and then Madhuryaras. But Balramji is the only one personality who serves Krishna in all the rasas. So in the Shantaras, he manifests himself in so many different ways to serve Krishna. He says, Vastra, Bhushan, Asan, like what is Krishna's cloth? Krishna doesn't wear any ordinary cloth. It is actually Balramji expand himself. When Krishna is decorated with some jewelry, that is actually expansion of Balarama ji. Right, the asan where Krishna sits, like we are talking about the Ananda Sesh, where in the bed where Krishna takes rest, that is Balarama ji. When we do the kirtan, we sing the glories of Krishna. When we serve Krishna by singing bhajan kirtans, so then Balramji comes first, then only you can. So what is that Balramji? Balramji manifest in the form of Mridanga, Kartal, all those instruments. So in so many ways, so this is Shanta Bhav, and also Balramji expands himself in the Paduka, Krishna's slippers. So like that in the Shanta Bhav, he serves because he is the supreme personality of Sarvaiter Godhead. He very expertly always keep figuring out that how to serve Krishna at best. So this is Shant Bhav. Then he serves Krishna in Dasya Bhav also. How many times we see that Krishna and Balarama playing, in Vrindavan, and then they get tired, and then Krishna want to take rest. Then Balramji, sometime, of course, here, and because in this particular, pastime, Balramji take the role of an elder brother. So sometimes Krishna serves his feet, but sometimes when Krishna wants to take rest, then he takes rest in the lap of Balramji. So he's like serving, like a das. And then Sakyaras. Sakyaras means Krishna and Balaram, they're like in a friendly relationship. Sometimes Balramji keep cracking jokes along with other friends on Krishna, try to tease Krishna. So such pastimes are there. So he serves in the Sakyaras also. And Vasalyaras. Sometimes Balramji, because he's the elder brother, so he plays a role of like, some authoritative person. And when Krishna does something, and then Balaram says, no, Krishna should not do like that. So it is like mode of Vasalyaras. And also he serves Krishna in the Madhuryaras. Balaramji is another expansion, is one of the Manjari called Ananga Manjari. And that Manjari is the Sakhis of Krishna. They are in the Sakyaras. Madhuryaras. So Balaramji serves Krishna in the Madhuryaras also. So like that, what we are trying to understand here is that we are all here trying to understand that how to serve the Lord. So if we really want to develop that service attitude, then Balramji plays a very, very significant role. Balramji's blessings. And how do we receive the Balramji's blessings? And we are saying that Balramji is original, he is the original spiritual master, Adi Guru. So we first receive the blessings of the bona fide Guru. Then only we can understand what is the seva, how to develop the seva attitude. As I said, there's no dearth of the information and the knowledge, but the biggest challenge is to apply that knowledge in our life. So for that, we need the strength. Na pravachena atmamal, what is that verse? Naham, there's one verse, I'm forgetting that verse, says that without Balramji's blessings, there's no bal hinina labhyo. One cannot get the bal, the strength, without Balramji's blessings. And that strength is the spiritual strength. To practice every day, we can hear, okay, chant Hare Krishna. 100 times we hear. But to lift that chanting bead, it is not too heavy, but sometimes it becomes very heavy because we don't have that strength. What that strength is not, it doesn't need the physical strength to lift the mala and chant. It needs a lot of spiritual strength to lift and consistently every day with commitment, with seriousness, with attention, with intention. We do that. That needs a lot of strength. From where that strength will come? Balramji will give that strength. So that is the understanding, that is the Balram Tattva. So like that we can understand so many things about Balramji. Some nice points. Okay. So another point is there's so many pastimes that Balramji in Vrindavan, like Krishna Leela, Bal Leela, many pastimes happened in the Bal Leela. We know that major demons were killed by Krishna only. In the Bal Leela and Vrindavan, many demons, they come deployed by Kamsa, come and attack Krishna. And Krishna, like a child's play, he kill all these great demons like Putna, and so many demons comes. But there's some demons, few demons, which Balramji also killed. So one such demon was this Dhenukasur. Dhenukasur is basically the donkey demon. So one time when Krishna Balaram along with their friends, they were in Vrindavan and they were walking, grazing the cows, and they reached this place called Talvan. And they're in the Braj. There Dwadash Kanan. The 12 forests are there. One of that forest is the Talban. So there, the tal trees are there. Tal is like a fruit. I don't know in this modern age what is tal fruit, whether it exists or not. But in those days, this tal fruit was there. It is very sweet and juicy. And then all the friends, when they are almost entering there in the talvan, they would smell that sweet fragrance of that fruit. And then they said, Krishna, you want to, enjoy these fruits. Krishna said, no problem. There's a lot of trees are there, a lot of fruits are there. Let us do this for you. I'll just shake some tree, all the fruits will fall, and then let us enjoy this. So then when they are entering and they're trying to, pluck these fruits, suddenly they found that there is a demon. And this demon was Dhenukasur. It's a very powerful donkey demon. And he was furious. And what was his fury? That how without my permission, I'm the person who's here, not like he's the owner, but he's just claiming, self-proclaimed owner. Says I'm the person in charge and nobody can come without my permission and take anything from here. So this mentality of this Dhenukasur is described by one of the Acharya Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Said this is the mentality of me and mine. It's a demonic mentality that this is mine and me only should enjoy. I should only enjoy. Nobody should. So not like that the Dhenukasur will eat so many fruits. But that mentality is apart from me, nobody should enjoy this. So this mentality is a demonic mentality, me and mine. So Bhagavatam also explains aham mameti. Right? When people think this is me and this is mine. This kind of mentality is not a healthy mentality for a spiritual advancement. There should be the mentality of abundance. Abundance means, okay, the mentality of sharing with others. Whatever you have within your ability and within your capacity, one should be ready to share, and especially in connection with Krishna, whatever we share. So that is how the devotees, when they learn something, they read something, they understand something, devotees are trained to share with more and more people. So that should be the mentality. That's opposite to the mentality we find in this material world. When you have something, you want to keep it for yourself because you want to pose yourself, I am very special because I only have this. Something, some knowledge, nobody knows. So I want to keep for myself so that I can be seen and treated and respected as very special person. And this is a demonic mentality. So this Dhenukasur comes there. And then he started troubling all these friends of Krishna. So then Krishna says, okay, I have to fix this problem. He is, frightening my friends. So Krishna goes and hold this very gigantic demon with Krishna is a small boy still in Vrindavan, Balalila. So he holds his hind legs, and then he started whirling him around in the air with a great force. And then Bhagavatam explains while he was just, flowing, like whirling him in the air with a great force, that time only, this demon, he left his body. He died in the air only. And then Krishna took that opportunity, he threw his dead body in the air, and Krishna just saw quickly the tallest tall tree. And he targeted, like, sometimes you go to pluck some fruits from a tree. So you might take a small piece of stone and you try to pluck, like you throw and then might fall. So Krishna says, how long will do that? So in one go only I'll finish the business. So what Krishna did, he took the demon, started wheeling around and then hit the tallest tree in that forest. And the tree crashed. And because it was the tallest and the biggest tree, it fell on other smaller trees. And one after another, so many trees they fell off. And then all the fruits, there are abundance fruits were there on the floor. And these friends, they're cheering and celebrating. This demon is killed and they're feasting now with the fruits. That was their joy in that Bala Leela. For them, it is like a fun that Krishna killed one demon, they're celebrating, glorifying Krishna, cheering, and then eating fruits and enjoying. And suddenly, soon they realized because this demon was killed, but there's so many other donkey demons were there, like his family members and his associates, right? Though they saw that just now in front of their eyes, Krishna effortlessly killed such a powerful demon, but because they are also donkeys, donkey doesn't have the brain. They're not understanding. If we also go there, that is what will happen. What will be our fate? We'll also be killed. But they did not understand. They came and they started attacking on Krishna. And then Krishna, one after another, killed all the demons, all this, so many donkeys like that. Right? So the donkey means who does not understand. Pashyanapi na pashyati. You are seeing, Still you're not understanding. Now there is a beautiful conversation in the scriptures, wherein this Yaksha, he asked many questions. There is a conversation between Yaksha and Yudhishthir Maharaj. So he asked many questions, and one of the questions he asked was that what is the most amazing thing in the world? And very important point. So this Yudhishthir Maharaj, in response to this question, what is the most amazing thing in this world? Yudhishthir Maharaj says, Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti mahalayam sthavar sheshichanti kim ashcharya athaparam. Says the greatest ashcharya means, I'm surprised to see one thing in this world is ahani ahani bhutani. All the people, one after another in this world, gachanti mahalayam. They're dying. They're going to the place of Yamraj. Everybody is dying. Everybody is seeing that people are dying every day. We're reading the news and so many things. We keep hearing this person died and that person died. And in our own experience, we see so many people in our family, our grandparents, and so many people died. But Stavara Shesha Chanti, those who are Shesh means those who are left behind, they're thinking that we'll make the arrangement as if we are never going to die. People work hard in this world, to make arrangements like for 7 generations, as if they are never going to die. Keep accumulating money, power, position, this and that. For what? For one day to die. So this is Pashyana Bina Pashyati. Seeing all that, still they're not understanding that at the end of the day, this is what is the end of life. Why I'm working hard so much then? There has to be something, some thoughtful person should think. Okay, there has to be some basic maintenance is needed in this world. You need money and everything. But how much? And all our life is completely consumed by all those accumulations to one day at the end of the life to leave behind everything. So this is like donkey-like mentality. Pashyana bina pashyati. All these donkeys in the Dhenukasur episode, they saw that Krishna killed. By seeing also they're not understanding. So we might laugh about their donkeys, but the reality is in this modern age, everybody is like behaving like a donkey. Those who are not understanding, despite hearing and reading and all of that, still we don't understand. So this is what we can learn from. So this is one such demon that Balramji killed, and many other demons also he killed. There one of the demon. We probably will not get into too much of details. So there was another gorilla was there, the gorilla. That story comes in the Krishna book. So if you want to read, all these beautiful pastimes and stories, in detail, you should refer to this book by Prabhupada, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we read that book and all the Leela, all the pastimes of Krishna, beautiful stories with a lot of philosophical understanding. It is all Prabhupada is beautifully and elaborately explained. So it is highly recommended, and especially now the Janmashtami is coming, and we should prepare our consciousness with Krishna. So one must spend some time to read all those stories. And if you want that, we every evening 8:30 to 8:45, we read those stories on the Zoom call. So you can join us, but otherwise you can just pick the book and then read. So one such this one was a gorilla, and then another demon was this Nargasur also, and like that. So many like that. And there is another beautiful episode that I want to share with you. It's a very beautiful episode. It was a later part of Balramji's life. So what happened? We know that how, at the time of this Mahabharat, these two camps, the Pandavas and the Kauravas, they're preparing to fight. Now, there was delegation is happening that who will fight, which king, from which side. So some of the kings they joined Pandavas party, some of them they're joining Kauravas party. So like all this is happening because it was already declared there has to be the war. So all these things were going on. The question is Balramji, he will fight from whose side? It's a big question. And that was like a, what do you say, big determining factor. Balramji comes to any side, then it adds a significant strength to that army. So everybody was trying. So what happened is Balramji is connected to both the camps. So because Krishna is fighting from Pandava side, so Balramji is brother of Krishna. So now Krishna will naturally expect that he should fight from Pandava side. But now interesting story is that from the Kaurava side, Duryodhana was the disciple of Balramji. Because Balramji he is Haladhar, Gadadhar. One of the name of Balramji actually carries the club, the Gada. So this Duryodhana used to take the lessons how to use the Gada because he used to fight and all of that. So Balramji giving him the sessions, the classes to use. So he was like his disciple. So he was connected to him also. So now Balramji was little in dilemma. If I go this side, then my disciple will be little disappointed. I cannot go that side also, and how I will show my face to Krishna. So then Balramji took a neutral point, neutral stand. I'll not fight only. No, but how to say no? Because Kshatriya saying no to the fight is not an option. Fight is happening, everybody has to participate. That is Kshatriya rule. So he cannot say that no, I'm not gonna fight. So he says, okay, let me just figure out some solution. So what he did, he says, I have to go to the pilgrimage, Dham Yatra. So under the plea of going to the pilgrimage, Balramji escaped from fighting, from participating in that Mahabharata. So Balramji was not in the part of the Mahabharata. So when he was going and he was visiting a lot of places, going all Dham, and you can read all those descriptions that what and all places Balramji visited, many places. And one such place was Balramji visited this Naimisharanya. Now, what is this special about this Naimisharanya? It is in modern Uttar Pradesh in UP, I think towards Ayodhya and all that. Now, what is very special about this place, Naimisharanya, is this is the place where this discussion about the whole Bhagavatam, between the sages of Naimisharanya, they heard the Bhagavatam from Suta Goswami, which was originally discussed between Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. And then again, it was narrated by Suta Goswami in the forest of Naimisharanya, and there's many thousands of sages they gathered. So he goes there, and this is the seat of many saintly people. So when Balramji goes there, so one such episode is a very powerful episode. A very powerful lesson from this episode we can learn is. So Balramji goes, and then all the sages were assembled there. And then the Sud Goswami's father, his name was Rom Harshan. He was sitting on a seat, Vyasasan, where you give the discourse, like a lecture. And all the sages were assembled there. Now Balramji, everybody knows his position, who he is. He enters in that assembly, and all the great sages, as soon as they recognize Balramji's presence, they immediately, showed their respect by bowing down to Balramji. Except just one person, which was this Rom Harshan. He was sitting on a seat, and he was thinking himself as that, I am such an important person. I am a speaker of this great assembly. So I need not to show the respect or something like that. So he kind of ignored Balramji's presence there. At that time, what Balramji did, Balramji took a small piece of grass and he threw on this Romaharshan Sutta, like a weapon. And it acted like a Brahmastra. And he burnt into ashes there. Now, many people don't understand this past. Hey, what is this? What was his mistake? Simple man, maybe some little mistake. Why Balramji, took such a stand of killing the person, and who was also a Brahmana, not ordinary person. He did the Brahma Hatya. So this pastime, we need the acharyas. Of course, every pastime we need to understand. We can understand only from the Guru and Sadhu and Shastra, like that. Shastra has to be understood through Guru and Sadhu. Otherwise, people will misunderstand this kind of pastimes. So the acharyas give the explanation what happened, why Balramji was so upset. So there is this beautiful verse. It comes. I want to read out this verse, and this is a very powerful verse for all of us to apply in our life. So what Balramji says there, he says, that is Balramji's analysis. It's not exactly that Balramji is speaking this, but Balramji's analysis is being described in the 10th kind of Srimad Bhagavatam, that what was his understanding and why he killed him. So his analysis was this. Risher Bhagavato Bhutva Sishyo Aditya Bahuni Cha Se Itihasa Puranani Dharma Shastrani Sarvashaha Adantasya Vinitasya Vrata Pandita Manina Na Gunaya Bhavantasma Na Tashyeva Jitatmanaha. So what Balramji is saying, Risher Bhagavato Bhutva Sishyo Aditya Bahuni Che. This Romaharshan Sutta, he is the Shishya, he is the disciple of a great Rishi. Who that Rishi? Well, the disciple of Vyasadeva. You are a disciple of such a great Rishi, and under whose guidance you have read, say, Purani, Dharma Shastrani, Sarvasha. He read all the scriptures, all the Dharma Shastra he read. Itihasa Purana, everything under the guidance of a great sage, Vyasadeva. Now, despite reading all these scriptures and everything, the screen is not visible. Okay. So what is saying? Adantasya, Avinitasya. After understanding all this, you are not become humble. You did not understand what is the right etiquette which should be shown to the seniors. So all your study of scriptures is waste. You might be thinking, he says, Adantasya, Vinitasya, Bratha Panditamanina. You are thinking that I'm a great Pandit. I'm a great scholar. I read all the scriptures. But there's no use of all those scriptures reading. Because you are Adantasya, so adamant. Avinitasya, you are not humble. You are not understood the right etiquettes, not understood all of that. Na gunaya bhavantisma. There's no good qualities has come in you, despite reading all these scriptures. So what is the point of reading all these scriptures? So important is, it is not about presentation. It's easy to make a presentation. Somebody has that ability, make some nice PPT. Somebody's a good orator. He can speak nicely, present this was, that was, this PPT, this presentation. It is not only this presentation, but also a person should be also have the representation. Representation means if somebody is taking in some position, speaker, then he is representing the whole Guru Shishya Parampara, like we call it the Vyasasana. So he's not just a presenter, he's a representer. So you are representing all the great parampara, then you should have those qualities. So Balramji's analysis is that you are not showing all those great qualities, despite reading all the scriptures. Vyatha Pandita Manina. Unnecessary you're thinking that you are a great scholar. Na gunaya bhavantisma. You have no good qualities. It is just like Natasya avajitatmanaha. It's like an actor, performing on the stage. So there is no reality. Like somebody comes like a king. So he poses himself, oh, I'm a great king, and take out the sword like this. But he's not a king, right? So he's saying, oh, I'm a big speaker, I'm a big devotee, I'm sitting here, I'm giving lecture. No, that is not the criteria. It is like a performer on the stage. No point of that. It says, ajitatmana, you are not controlled. You don't have any control over your mind, your senses. Adandasya, Vinidasya. What is the point of all this knowledge? So what we are trying to understand from this particular episode, it is, to me, it is like a very powerful concept. I always, keep reminding myself reading these words. So the point is, we should not forget what is the purpose of all these things. We attend some lectures, we read some books. Oh, I like this class, that class, I read this book, I finished, I memorized these verses. Sometimes some people, they memorize the entire Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses. They can very fluently, from their memory, they can quote nicely and all of that. That is not the goal, which is great. If you can do that, it's great. Somebody has the ability, but that is not the goal. Goal is to develop those great qualities, right? So why Balramji did that is, Balramji was not upset about that. Oh no, I got offended. He did not show me respect. And somebody would ask the question, oh, why is, thinking himself as such a great person? If somebody did not show, he should be humble. Balramji should be humble. Amanina manadena. Why you are expecting so much respect from others? If somebody did not show the respect, that's okay. You take the humble stand. That is not the point. Balramji is saying, if he is an ordinary person, no problem. But if somebody is sitting on a seat as a representative, then there's a lot of this, that great responsibilities comes with the power. Great power comes with the great responsibility. Right? So you are taking some position, some power, then you take some big responsibilities also. So there is a responsibility that you develop those qualities and exhibit those qualities. Not only just talking, lip service, but actually in our life we should show. One should preach by their own examples. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Apni Achari Prabhu Jivera Sikhai. How one should inspire. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives the philosophy, very powerful concept. Says Apni Achari. If you want to teach others, show by your own examples. Right. Many times, many parents, they come and ask, our kids are not listening us. They're not chanting Hare Krishna. They're not reading Bhagavad Gita. What to do, Prabhuji? And the simple formula is this. Acharya has given, Apni Achari. First, you practice. Many times there's a lot of, one time I went to somebody's house here. there was some Bhagavatam installation we do. So I went and then I was talking something from Bhagavatam. So a lot of people gathered, and then one of the parents, naturally all the parents are the same question. Our kids are not taking interest. So when Mataji asked me that, Prabhuji, how to, inspire these kids to read Bhagavatam and take up all this. So my answer was, I asked that Mataji, are you reading Bhagavatam? Then she herself was not reading. And her expectation is, my kids should read Bhagavatam, they should chant. The simple solution is you start doing. By seeing only, they'll feel inspired. So that is the way. You should teach by example. So they say that, don't tell me that how much you know. Show me how you behave. So you can show that, oh, I know this, I know that. People might get a little inspired. It can conquer the head when you give nice presentation. People say, oh, wow, such a wonderful presentation it was. It can conquer the head, but it is not about conquering the head. It should conquer the heart. So how to conquer the heart? So don't show me that how much you know. Don't tell me how much you know. Show me how you behave. So devotee should behave properly, and that conquers the heart. People feel inspired. Oh, such a nice person, like that. So there's a very, very powerful instruction here that Balaramji teaches all of us. For example, so that is why Balaramji took that stand. And also, Balaramji exhibited his strength, that he is not ordinary person. He is the supreme personality of Godhead himself. So he took a small piece of straw, घास का तिनका, and then he used that as a Brahmastra, so that he can, show his power by any means, like that. So that is about Balramji. And many, many such wonderful pastimes are there about Balramji. So one such pastime is, I'll just quickly, and very short, I'll just tell this story. And that he acted one time as a mediator. So what happened, there is one story comes in the Krishna book, in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, where one of the son of Krishna, his name was Samba, he kidnapped the daughter of Duryodhana. Her name was Lakshmana. They are in some love affair, and he kidnapped. And then, there were like some rivalry was there. So when Duryodhana got to know, he was very furious. That, oh, how dare he can kidnap our daughter like that, So there was the situation of war, and go and attack these people. What they think of themselves, all these Yadus, like that. So then when this Yadus got to know the Krishna's family, they're also equally Kshatriya, powerful Kshatriyas. So they said, okay, let us go and fight. So these people are ready to fight, these people are ready to fight, and then Balramji is wondering, like, probably I should just pitch in and then try to resolve the matter. So Balramji says to all these Yadus, because he was in that family, says, hey, hold on, wait. I think I can just resolve this matter, because Duryodhana is my disciple. So I'll talk to him. I says, okay, no problem. Something happened. Kids, they do mistake, no problem. We'll resolve this. Why there unnecessary battle and fight and all that? So Balramji, he goes to Duryodhana's, city, and then he sent a messenger that tell Duryodhana that Balramji is right here, and he is here for this, settlement, peace proposal, and all of that. So that message is gone to this Duryodhana. Now, Duryodhana, though he accepted Balramji as his guru, and he is saying that I'm his disciple, but at this point, he is saying, I don't care what Balramji is saying. This is a demonic nature. Right? When you need something, oh, you are my guru, you are my guru. And when the guru is saying something, then you want to just do what you want to do. So this is the demonic nature. So he says that, no, I don't care. And that time, Balramji said, he tried to pacify in so many ways, but this Duryodhana was adamant. And Balramji was furious at that point. And then in no time, the whole city, where Duryodhana's city was there, they started feeling that there's some earthquake is coming. And then there was people, they're running and they're screaming and they're saying, oh, please help, what is happening? Some earthquake kind of a thing is happening here. And then somebody came and they informed, hey, it is not an earthquake. This Balramji is angry and he's furious. And in that anger, what he's doing is he took his plow, that hull. Plow means that hull. He took and he decided to drag the entire city and put them into the water. Say he almost started dragging the city itself. We can't even think of all those things. But that is Balram. So that is why Balramji is Balramji. He is the powerful person. And then it's Duryodhana came to senses. Oh my God, what a blunder I had done. And he goes and he begs forgiveness. So Balaramji, in such occasions, he showed his power. That how he is truly Balaram, like that. So like that, many such beautiful pastimes are there. And Balramji is also, I'll just conclude with this few names of Balramji. So Bal means is the source of all the strength, spiritual strength. And Ram means he is very like one who gives the pleasure to his devotees. Ram means like it comes from the word Raman. Raman means something very Ramaniya, means something very pleasurable. So Balramji is actually, he gives a lot of pleasure to his devotees. He gives pleasure to Krishna by serving Krishna. So that is how he is Balaram. Also his name is Balbhadra. Balbhadra meaning it means he is all auspicious, is very auspicious. Another name of Balramji is Baladeva. So Baladeva is again the source of all the strength. And another name of Balramji is Sankarshan. Sankarshan means it comes from the word Akarshan. Akarshan. So Balramji is the one who is the force to attract Krishna. So why Balramji became Sankarshan? Why he got this name Sankarshan? Going back to the story in the beginning, when all this Shad Garvas were there, and when the six sons were Devki were killed, then Balramji comes. And this Balramji actually, it was said that there was a seventh pregnancy was a miscarriage. That was the news. That is why Balramji did not take birth from the womb of Devki. Who is the Balramji's mother? Rohini is the mother. So now somebody should ask the question. He came in the womb as the seventh son of Devaki. Then how the Rohini is the mother? So what happened is he got transferred from the Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb. And because of this transfer, he got attracted to one womb to another womb. These are all transcendental pastimes, which is like unhuman things which can be done by the Supreme Lord. And then he took birth from the Rohini. And that is how Balramji is the mother of, Rohini is the mother of Balramji. And then Krishna came. So that is the meaning of Sankarshan. He got attracted towards the other womb. So that is another name of Balramji. And also, he always attracted Krishna. He attracted Krishna in the womb, and as soon as Balramji comes, immediately after that, Krishna comes in the Devaki's womb. Also, there is beautiful pastime. It happens in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. There is a Pani Hati. There is a place, Pani Hati in the West Bengal. So there is a pastime where all the devotees and Nityanand Prabhu, who is Balramji, is there. So Nityanand Prabhu was there, and there's all the devotees they assembled, and they're celebrating some program. It's called Pani Hati. It's called Pani Hati Chida Dahi. Means there's a festival of, they make chida. Chida means chipped rice mixed with the yogurt, and that is like everybody's served and they celebrate like that. So when that festival was going on, so then all the devotees were there, and then somebody offered something to Balramji. And Balramji actually attracted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Though he was not presented there, but Balramji is as a Sankarshan. He called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suddenly appeared there in that scene. So that is the meaning of this Sankarshan. Also, Balramji's another name is Ananta. Ananta means limitless. Ananta. There's no ant. Right? He's limitless. So his limitless, he offered the limitless service to Krishna, unlimited service, and also limitless glorification to Krishna. As I told you that in the form of Ananta Sesha, since time immemorial, he is glorifying Krishna. So that is Balramji. For that he is known as Ananta. And then he is also known as Haladhar. Haladhar means, we call it Namaste Halagraha, Namaste Mushlayuda. So like when we chant the prayers to Balramji, this is his prayer, like Namaste Halagraha, one who carries the hal. Hal means the plow. So why he is carrying that? It signifies something. This plow is, plow is needed if you want to, grow something in the field, some crops. You use the plow. So Balramji carries these plows to plow our heart, because we are here interested in growing, cultivating the bhakti. We want to grow bhakti in the field of our heart. So you need the plow. So that plow is Balramji's plow. So he plows our heart and makes it a suitable place. Right? Those who come from some farmer background, I don't know how many of us might have seen, but what they do is they use the plow and they just make it suitable, and then they put the seed and then they water it. So Balramji's plow actually plow our heart to make our heart as a suitable place to cultivate the Krishna Bhakti. So that is signifies in that one. right? So like that we can. And then Balramji is also called as Gadadhari. He carries the Gada. Gada is the club, right? So that Gada is signifies he removes all the obstacles which comes on our path of bhakti. A lot of obstacles we keep talking in our discussions. What are the real obstacles in our life which hampers our bhakti? So this Balramji with his plow, he removes all that. So on this auspicious occasion of Balram Jayanti, which we are celebrating, on Monday evening, 7 o'clock. So you're all invited with your family and friends. Come and participate and receive the blessings of Balramji. Because somewhere we are little interested in Krishna consciousness, in bhakti, that we are coming to temple, we are listening all this, trying to chant, but all of that can be, exponentially we can grow in our bhakti with the blessings of Balramji. And what happens when there is such days like, it is their appearance day and Krishna Janmashtami next Monday, which is Krishna's birthday, Krishna's appearance day. So what happens, then person, when it is your birthday, you are extra happy. Like sometimes, some kind people, they're generally very kind, but on the day of birthday, they're extra kind. That time somebody comes, hey, can you take no problem? I'm very happy today. So in those days when we come like on this appearance day, Balaram Jayanti, Krishna Jayanti, like that, and we come and pray to the Lord, we bow down to the Lord and we pray to the Lord, Balaram, Krishna, that Lord, I'm here at your shelter. I have a lot of anarthas, a lot of obstacles in my life. My mind itself is not supporting my bhakti. Mind is taking me all around the world. How can I focus on you? How can I serve you? So like that, we can just offer the prayers and then seek the blessings that give me some strength, give me some intelligence so that I can sincerely practice my bhakti. I can grow, I can progress on my path of my, spiritual journey like that. And the Lord will bless us. Of course, we should pray not only the special occasions like that. Should every day we should pray, but definitely on the special occasions we should not miss. So come, join, and participate in the festival. I'll just close with this one beautiful pastime of Srila Prabhupada. So I was using that Balramji is carry the plow, to cultivate the bhakti in our heart, like a field, to grow something nice. So one time, Srila Prabhupada, one devotee of one disciple of Prabhupada, he was a American disciple. So he was serving in the kitchen and he was trying to make some puris. Now he's an American person. First of all, he never knew that what is puri. Somehow he learned a little bit cooking and he was very excited. Oh, Prabhupada likes the puri. I want to make the puris. So he somehow, made the dough and then he was trying to roll the puris. Something not coming round, teda meda. Something was doing. And then when he was frying them, none of the puris were puffing up. Puri means it should puff nicely. And then Prabhupada came there in the kitchen. And Prabhupada asked him, what are you doing? He said, Prabhupada, I'm trying to make the puri. I know that you like the puri. Prabhupada said, what kind of puri? It is like a papad. It is not puri means it should puff up. So Prabhupada explains him, a puri doesn't puffs. It is not puri. It's something else. And then he was trying to justify and explain, maybe Prabhupada, this went wrong, something went wrong. Maybe this atta is not good. Something like that. That is how he justified. Uh, he was not ready to accept. And he was justifying that maybe atta is not good. Then Prabhupada said, okay, let me show you. Prabhupada take the same atta and then he makes the balls and then he started rolling. And then Prabhupada started frying. Every single puri was puffing up nicely. So this person was amazed to see that Prabhupada was so expert in everything, like even puri also is making so nicely. And then he says that, oh, Prabhupada, you are so expert that, you can make a nice puri. And then Prabhupada says one nice statement. Prabhupada says that I can make nice puri from bad atta. And also I'm blessed to make a nice devotee from a bad person. That is what is my blessings. And we see that how Prabhupada, when he came to this country, what kind of people he got as a disciples. All the hippies, they are into all kinds of bad habits, drinking, non-veg eating, meat eating, and everything, intoxications and all of that. It's like a bad atta. You cannot really make something good out of that. But Prabhupada took that bad atta and made such a wonderful devotees around the world. So, and that Prabhupada, that's such a bona fide guru. So, that is the representation of Balramji. And the Shastra explains Balram Tattva is the Adi Guru. So we need the blessings of Balramji. We can pray to Krishna Balram, but also we should understand we should pray to a bona fide Acharya. because they are the representative of Balramji. And if we receive their blessings, then we should understand that we have the blessings of Balramji in our life. And with that blessing, with that strength, as I said, when Krishna comes, Krishna spoke the knowledge, sword of knowledge. The knowledge is compared to the sword, right? But if you are weak, you cannot lift that sword. You cannot carry that. For that, you need the blessings. So that blessings, this is such an auspicious day that we'll be celebrating. So please do come. Balaram Jayanti on Monday evening, day after tomorrow. And the next Monday is Krishna Janmashtami, which will be much, much grander celebration. So you're all invited. So please plan. Okay, so we'll pause with this. There are many more points we could have discussed, but in the interest of time, we'll just pause here. Anybody has any quick question or any comment? Somebody wants to add something or ask something?